I am Dr. K. Annapurna, Associate Professor of ECE Department, VFSTR deemed to be University, Vadlamudi. Our today's topic is band stop filters. The other name for band stop filters is band elimination filters or band reject filters. The main purpose of this filter is to stop a range of frequencies and passes the remaining frequencies. So the main objective of this class is to make you familiarize with the concept of band stop filters and the impact of order on the filter frequency response. By the end of this lecture, you will able to answer what is band stop filter, how is the frequency response of band stop filters, and what happens to the frequency response if order of the filter is increased, and what are the applications of band stop filters, and how to design a band stop filter for given specifications. Now, what is band stop filter? So, its frequency response will be like this. So, it is a filter which passes all frequencies except a band of frequencies. So, that band of frequencies is this. And generally in band stop, this is FH and this is FL. So, here this is the pass band, this is also pass band, and this is stop band. Okay, and what are the various applications of band stop filters? So, used in public address systems and speaker systems to eliminate the noise, and used as line noise reducers in telephone systems, and used in internet to avoid unnecessary interference, and used in radio devices to decrease the static to guarantee clear communication. What is static means? In wireless communications, when signal travels some distance, then its signal strength will be reduced and some situation occurs where noise is dominating the signal. That noise is called static and that can be eliminated with the help of band stop filter. Used in image and signal processing applications, and in optical fiber communications also, to eliminate the noise, we use band stop filters. And in power supply lines, there will be 60 or 50 Hz hum noise, so that can be eliminated with the help of band stop filters. And there are two types of band stop filters based on the quality factor Q. If Q value is less than 10 means they are wide band stop filters, and if it is greater than or equal to 10, they are called narrow band stop. And this is the important relation among resonant frequency. So, resonant frequency is nothing but the center frequency between two cutoff frequencies, and bandwidth and quality factor Q is equal to FR by bandwidth. So, now let us see the first order wide band stop filter. And already in the last classes we have seen low pass filter and high pass filter, band pass filter, right? So, with the help of low pass and high pass, how to construct the band pass we have seen in the last class. Similarly, with the help of low pass and high pass, we can able to construct the band stop also. So, first let us see the block diagram. And these two responses will be added. So, this is a summer circuit. And both will be given same input. So, in this way we can get the band stop, wide band stop filter. So, coming to the circuit diagram, already you know the first order low pass filter. So, this is low pass. And here we need to give the input. Similarly, draw the high pass. So for high pass, capacitor will be in series, and these two filters will be supplied with same input. Okay. And next, the outputs of these two filters should be given to the summing amplifier. Okay. So here I am taking the inverting summing amplifier. And here to name these elements, here I am taking, this is the feedback resistor RF and this is R1. And here one more important point is both filters should give same gain. So here RF and R1 are related to gain, and both filters are operating in non-inverting amplifier mode, means 1 plus RF by R1 is their gain. So both RF and R1 should be same. So to represent that, here also I am writing RF and R1. And next, coming to this, the cutoff frequency of low pass is different from cutoff frequency of high pass. So here if I use R and C, they should be different. So I am writing C dash and R dash. And here R2, R3 and let it be RF dash. Then what is the compensation resistor value? R2 parallel, R3 parallel, RF dash. Okay, this is the circuit diagram of band stop filter, first order band stop filter. Here we have constructed the low pass and then high pass, and both outputs are given to the summing amplifier. Already we have discussed this summing amplifier in the first unit, and these two filters we have seen in the first classes of third unit. Okay, now let us see how the sum of low pass and high pass is giving us the band stop frequency response. Okay, so all of you know okay, this is the gain of low pass filter, and I have considered the first order. So for first order, what is the role of? It is minus 20 decibels per decade. Okay. And here 3 decibels down from the maximum, you will have your cutoff frequency. Right? This is the filter response for low pass filter. Now let us see the frequency response of high pass filter. So for high pass filter, from the cutoff frequency to infinite frequency, it offers the high gain. So here so 3 decibels down. So this is the cutoff frequency. And you know the cutoff frequency of high pass filter is FL. Okay. And here the slope of this line is plus 20 decibels per decade for first order high pass. Okay. Now if you add these two responses, how we are getting the band stop filter? Okay. So from 0 to this frequency, only low pass filter is giving us the non-zero response, but high pass is 0. So non-zero plus 0 means whatever this non-zero value, that same response will appear at the output of the summing amplifier. So here you will get the response like this. Next, in between these two, both are zeros. Between FH and FL, both are almost zeros. So you also will get zeros. Okay, here from FL onwards, low pass filter is giving 0 response and high pass filter is giving some non-zero response. So if you add these two, it is the response of high pass. Now you can observe the band stop filter frequency response. It is stopping from FH to FL. So this is how we can get the band stop filter response. And what are the conditions means, here this is pass band, this is also pass band, and in both pass bands it should offer same gain. That means the low pass filter and high pass filter should be given same gain. Okay, so first condition is both low pass filter and high pass filter should provide same gain. Okay, if same gain is not provided, what happens? The response will be like this. It is not correct. Okay. And second condition is the cutoff frequency of low pass should be smaller than the cutoff frequency of high pass. That is, FH should be smaller than FL. If the condition is not maintained, then what happens? You won't get the band stop response. Suppose FL is less than FH means you will get the all pass. Okay. So those two conditions should be satisfied. And now let us see a design problem of band stop filter. First order band stop filter. Design a wide band stop filter having FL equal to 5 kHz and FH equal to 1 kHz and a pass band gain of 2. Okay. So here we are going to implement this band stop filter with the help of low pass filter and high pass filter. Okay. So here first let us define or design, first let us design low pass filter. So for low pass filter, what is the cutoff frequency? 1 kHz. So FH equal to 1 kHz. And what is the cutoff frequency of low pass filter? The formula is FH equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. But we don't know R and C values, we know only FH. So let us assume C value as 0.01 microfarads. Then substitute this C value here, then you will get the value of R. It is 15.9 kilo ohms. Okay, R and C values are found. Next we have to find R1 and RF. So how to find R1 and RF? What is the gain? Passband gain is 2. So gain is equal to 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 2. This implies RF is equal to R1. Okay, but we don't know any one value. So let us assume R1 is 10 kilo ohms. This implies RF also 10 kilo ohms. Okay. Now the design of low pass filter is completed. Now let us design the high pass filter. So how to design the high pass filter? What is the cutoff frequency? FL is 5 kHz. And the cutoff frequency of high pass filter formula also same, 1 by 2 pi RC. So FL equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. Here also we don't know R and C values. So let us take C is equal to 0.01 microfarads. This implies what is R? 3.15 kilo ohms. Okay. Next gain. So both gains are same and both gains are given as 2 means 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 2. This implies RF equal to R1. Let us assume R1 equal to 10 kilo ohms. This implies RF also 10 kilo ohms. Okay, now the design of low pass and high pass is completed. But when design problem is completed, you have to draw the circuit diagram and you have to place these values. So let us draw the circuit. This is low pass, and next this is high pass. And these two should be given inputs. Okay. And here just now we have calculated the values. So for low pass filter, R is 15.9 kilo ohms and C is 0.01 microfarads. 15.9 kilo ohms and C is 0.01 microfarads. And what are RI, R1 and RF values? Both are 10 kilo ohms. For high pass also R1 and RF are 10 kilo ohms. So for both high pass and low pass, these are 10 kilo ohms, R1 and RF. And for high pass also we have assumed this as 0.01 microfarads. And what is the R value we got? R value is 3.15 kilo ohms. So this is 3.15 kilo ohms. Okay, next we have to draw the summing amplifier. Okay, here it need not to provide any gain, because already the required gain is provided by low pass and high pass. So no need to provide any gain by this summing amplifier. So here it is operating in inverting mode, means what is the gain? Minus RF by RI. So it should provide unity gain, means all values should be same. So here I am taking all values are 10 kilo ohms. And what about this? It is parallel connection of these three. 10K parallel, 10K parallel, 10K means it is 3.33 kilo ohms. Okay. Now if you implement this circuit, you will get the frequency response as so the maximum gain is 2 and stop band starts from 1 kilohertz and ends at 5 kilohertz. Okay. Now let us see another design problem. Here instead of giving lower cutoff, upper cutoff and gain, they have given you the frequency response. So from the frequency response we have to design the filter, band stop filter. So here this is low pass filter response. So FH is 1 kilohertz. So first let us design low pass filter. FH is 1 kilohertz. Right? And what is FL for high pass? 10 kilohertz. And what is the gain? In both cases it is 3. So gain is given as 3. Right? So we know the cutoff frequency is 1 by 2 pi RC. So as usual we are assuming C value as 0.01 microfarads. This implies you will get R value as 15.9 kilo ohms. Okay, next what is the passband gain? 3. So 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 3 means RF is 2 times R1. Okay, let us assume R1 is equal to 10 kilo ohms. This implies RF equal to 20 kilo ohms. Okay, now let us see the design of high pass filter. So for high pass filter also the cutoff frequency is 1 by 2 pi RC. Let us assume C value as 0.01 microfarads. Then what is R value? 1.59 kilo ohms. And the gain of both amplifiers, both filters is same, that is 3. So 1 plus RF by R1 is equal to 3 means RF equal to 2 R1. And let us assume R1 is 10 kilo ohms. This implies RF is 20 kilo ohms. Okay. So now the design of low pass filter and high pass filter is completed. Now let us draw the circuit diagram and place these corresponding values. Okay, this is low pass filter. So for low pass filter, what are the values we got? R1 is 10 kilo ohms, RF is 20 kilo ohms. And C value we have assumed as 0.01 microfarads in both cases. And here also the gain is same, so it is 20 kilo ohms and it is 10 kilo ohms. And what is the R value we got here? 1.59 kilo ohms. And now the output of these two low pass and high pass filters should be given to the summing amplifier. And here already the gain requirement is satisfied by the design of these two filters. So the summing amplifier no need to provide any additional gain. So the gain of summing amplifier should be 1. And we are operating in inverting mode. So both R1 and RF should be same to provide unity gain. Okay, here I am taking all values same. They are 10 kilo ohms. And this is the compensating resistor. So which is used to compensate the bias currents and offset currents. So parallel combination of these three means it is 3.33 kilo ohms. Okay, now if you implement this, you will get the frequency response like this. Okay, so actually it is showing the ideal frequency response, but practically how do you get? See here. Like this. Okay. Okay, now let us see the second order wide band stop filter. Okay. So second order means we have to use second order low pass and second order high pass. Then we will get the second order wide band stop filter. So here second order low pass filter and second order high pass filter. If you add these two responses, you will get band stop filter, second order. Okay, this is the block diagram representation of second order band stop. And if we want to draw the circuit diagram, just we have to draw the second order low pass, second order high pass. This is second order low pass. Similarly, second order high pass we have to draw. And both should provide same gain. So RF and R1 only we have to use here also. But cutoff frequencies are different, so we have to use different resistors and capacitors here. So to distinguish that, I am using R dash and C dash, and both should be given same input. And here it should be given to the summing amplifier. And this RF is different from this RF. To make it distinguish, I am using RF dash here, and this is R2 and this is R3. So the parallel combination of these two is used here to compensate the bias effects. Okay, so this is the second order wide band stop filter. Now let us see the frequency response. The slope of this line will be minus 40 decibels per decade. Whereas in first order we have a slope of minus 20 decibels per decade, but here it is minus 40 decibels per decade. That is the only difference. And let us see the high pass response. Here also the slope is plus 40 decibels per decade. Okay, and this is the cutoff frequency FL. Now if you add these two responses, you will get the second order wide band stop. So addition is so here the slopes are plus or minus 40 dB per decade, because it is second order. This is FH, this is FL. Okay, the only difference between first order and second order is this roll off rate is increased in second order. In first order it is 20, in second order it is 40. And now narrow band stop filter. So what is narrow band stop filter means? The stop band is very narrow. So if you see the frequency response, it will be like this. It may be a single frequency removal also. Okay. And this narrow band stop filter can be realized in two ways. The first way is input minus narrow band pass. It will give you narrow band stop. And the other one is 20 notch filter, which is very famous narrow band stop. So first let us see the first case. So here, coming to the block diagram, here narrow band pass, it is given to the summer, and the same input is given here. Actually input minus this, but narrow band pass filter we have designed in inverting configuration, so it will have negative sign. That's why I am not keeping any negative, just we have to add both the responses. Okay, now coming to the circuit diagram. So what is narrow band pass? This is R1, C2, C3, R4, R5. Okay, in the last class we have seen this. This is the input. So this is the narrow band pass. Now these two should be given to summing amplifier. And this summing amplifier can provide a gain also. And here the summing amplifier I am using non-inverting configuration. Okay. So in this way we can get narrow band stop filter. This is narrow band pass, and actually this narrow band pass we are applying to inverting pin means the output will be negative. So this negative signal is adding with Vi means actually it becomes subtraction. And now let us see the frequency response. So here input means without passing any filter means the response will be like this. So narrow band pass means only a narrow range of frequencies will be passed by this. Now this minus this means what will you get? Like this. So this is narrow band stop filter. Frequency response. So in this way we can get the frequency response of narrow band stop filter with the help of narrow band pass filter. And now let us see the analysis. So here this is Vi, and let the gain of this circuit is A, that is equal to 1 plus Rf by Ri. Okay, the gain of this circuit. So what is the output expression here? So we need to find the output expression. So output is equal to gain times input, because here we are using inverting input as first input and narrow band pass as the second input. So for inverting, so for input you will get V0 is equal to A times Vi minus A times Vi into what is the narrow band pass filter? Alpha omega naught S by S square plus alpha omega naught S plus omega naught square. Okay, this is the frequency response, that is the transfer function of narrow band pass filter what we have designed in the last class. Okay, now if you simplify this, take Vi common, A also common, then 1 minus alpha omega naught S by S square plus alpha omega naught S plus omega naught square. Right? So if you further simplify this, so V naught by Vi becomes A times, take this as LCM, S square plus alpha omega naught S plus omega naught square. So S square plus alpha omega naught S plus omega naught square minus alpha omega naught S. Okay. So this and this gets cancels, and the final expression is V naught by Vi is equal to A times S square plus omega naught square by S square plus alpha omega naught S plus omega naught square. Okay, this is the transfer function of narrow band stop filter of the first type. Now let us see the 20 network, that is notch filter. Now let us see the second type of narrow band stop filter called 20 network, notch filter, 20 notch filter. Coming to the circuit diagram, here we apply input. Here output is taken with the help of a buffer. And this is the voltage divider circuit. And this is also a voltage follower circuit. So this is the 20 notch filter, and here this voltage is beta V naught. Because R1 and R2 are connected in series, that is same current flows through both resistors because no current is dividing into the operational amplifier. So what is the voltage at this point? V naught into R2 by R1 plus R2. So here I am assuming this as beta. So this voltage becomes beta V naught. Okay, and this is voltage follower. So whatever its input, the same will be appeared at its output. Similarly, this is voltage follower. So its output is V naught, means its input is also V naught. Okay, now let us analyze this circuit diagram, and before that here I am assuming this as node A, this is node B, and this is node P. First let us apply KCL at node A. So at node A, if I apply KCL and I am assuming all currents are leaving currents, then VA minus VI and 1 by j omega c is the impedance, or 1 by SC. So into SC plus VA minus V naught into SC plus VA minus beta V naught by R by 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the KCL at node A. Now if you simplify this to get the expression for VA, so take VA common. This is SC and this is also SC, that is 2 SC plus 2 by R, because 1 by R by 2 means it becomes 2 by R. So that is equal to VI into SC plus V naught into SC plus, this is SC, and here also V naught term is there. So when it goes to the right hand side, it becomes positive. So 2 beta by R. Okay. Now if you further simplify, here I am taking R as the LCM, then it is 2 SCR plus 2 is equal to, here also I am taking R as the LCM, then VI into SCR plus V naught into SCR plus 2 beta. Okay, this R and R gets cancels. So what is VA? VA is equal to VI into SCR plus V naught into SCR plus 2 beta by 2 plus 2 SCR. So this is your first expression. Okay. Now let us apply KCL at node B. So at node B, same 3 elements are connected. So VB minus VI by R, VB minus VI by R plus VB minus V naught by R plus VB minus beta V naught into 2SC, VB minus beta V naught into 2SC is equal to 0. Now let us simplify this to get the expression for VB. So this implies VB into, this is 1 by R plus 1 by R, that is 2 by R plus 2SC, and right hand side you have VI by R, next plus V naught by R, or if you take V naught common, 1 by R plus 2 beta SC. Okay. Now let us simplify further. So take LCM as R here, then it is 2 plus 2 SCR, and on the right hand side also take R as the LCM, then VI plus V naught into 1 plus 2 beta SCR. This R and R gets cancels. So VB becomes VI plus V naught into 1 plus 2 beta SCR by 2 plus 2 SCR. So let it be the second expression. Okay. Next let us apply KCL at node P. Okay, already we have applied at node A and we have derived the expression for VA. Next we have applied at node B and derived VB. Now let us apply KCL at node P. So how many branches are connected? See, here 3 branches, but actually there is no current flowing into the op amp. So only 2 branch currents we need to write. So V0 minus VA into SC, V0 minus VA into SC plus V0 minus VB by R. V0 minus VB by R is equal to 0. Okay. So now substitute, let this equation is 3, substituting 1 and 2. In 3. That is, already we have derived the expressions for VA and VB in 1 and 2. So let them substitute in 3. So what will you get? The first one is V0. So V0 minus, what is VA? So VA is VI into SCR, VI into SCR plus V0 into SCR plus 2 beta plus V0 into SCR plus 2 beta by 2 plus 2 SCR, 2 plus 2 SCR, right? This is V0 minus VA into SC plus V0 minus VB by R. So V0 minus, what is VB? So it is VI plus V0 into 1 plus 2 beta SCR by 2 plus 2 SCR. This is V0 minus VB by R is equal to 0. Okay. Okay, further simplifying this, here I am taking LCM as 2 plus 2 SCR. So this implies, if I take 2 plus 2 SCR as LCM, so here what will I have? V0 into, and SC also there. So V0 SC into 2 plus 2 SCR minus VI into SCR into SC, that is S square C square R plus, sorry, here minus of plus means it becomes minus, V0 into S square C square R minus 2 beta SC minus 2 beta SC V0. Okay, this is the first term plus, here I am taking LCM as 2 plus 2 SCR into R. This R is common for all, so only thing not available at V0 is 2 plus 2 SCR. So V0 into 2 plus 2 SCR minus VI minus V0 into minus V0 into 1 plus 2 beta SCR. Okay, here if I take common now, 2 plus 2 SCR into R in both terms. Then see here what will we get? Here R term is not there, so all the things of first term should be multiplied with R. So V0 SCR into 2 plus 2 SCR minus Vi into S square C square R square minus V0 into S square C square R square minus 2 beta SCR V0. And in the second term all terms are there, so just you need to repeat this. So V0 into 2 plus 2 SCR minus Vi minus V0 into 1 plus 2 beta SCR. Okay. Now further simplifying this, that is V0 terms one side and Vi terms other side. So if you take that, that is I am taking V0 common, which terms we will have? See, this is 2 S square C square R square, and here minus S square C square R square. So it becomes S square C square R square. And next SCR terms. So if I take SCR terms, it is 2 SCR, and here minus 2 beta SCR. So 2 minus 2 beta, and here 2 SCR. So it becomes 4 SCR minus 4 beta SCR, that is SCR into or 4 times SCR into 1 minus beta. And here 2 V0, here minus V0, so it becomes plus V0. So these are the V0 terms. And now let us write Vi terms. So Vi into, these are all V0 terms. Here minus S square C square R square. So coming to that side means it becomes S square C square R square. And this is V0 term, this is V0 term, this is V0, and this is 1. So 1 plus S square C square R square. Okay. Now further simplifying this, so V0 by Vi becomes, so Vi should be taken to the left hand side and this whole thing should to the right hand side. So 1 plus S square C square R square, 1 plus S square C square R square by S square C square R square, S square C square R square plus 4 SCR into 1 minus beta plus 1. Is it? Yes. 4 SCR into 1 minus beta plus 1. Okay. Now divide both numerator and denominator with R square. Then what will you get? V0 by Vi is equal to 1 by R square means it is G square plus S square C square by, here R square dividing means you will have only S square C square plus here 4S C by R square means 1 by R term will be there. So G into 1 minus beta plus G square. Right? Now let us take S equal to J omega. So V0 by Vi is equal to G square minus omega square C square by minus omega square C square plus 4j omega Cg into 1 minus beta plus g square. So now dividing again with g square both numerator and denominator. So what is V naught by Vi? So if I divide with g square, it becomes 1. So 1 minus omega square c square by g square divided by 1 minus omega square c square by g square, this term and this term over, and 4j omega c by g into 1 minus beta. So omega naught is equal to 1 by RC. This implies G by C. So G by C can be replaced as omega naught. Therefore, V naught by Vi becomes 1 minus omega by omega naught whole square divided by 1 minus omega by omega naught whole square plus 4j omega by omega naught into 1 minus beta. So this is the gain expression for narrow band stop filter. And now let us recap what we have learned in this class. What is band stop filter? So band stop filter is a filter which stops a range of frequencies and passes all remaining frequencies. What are the cutoff frequencies of band stop filter? Suppose this is the frequency response of band stop. So the cutoff frequencies means where the gain is, this is the second cutoff frequency, where the gain is 1 by root 2 times the maximum gain. What is the difference between first order and second order band stop filter? In first order, these slopes are, this is minus 20 decibels per decade and this is plus 20 decibels per decade. Whereas second order means the slopes will be minus or plus 40 dB per decade. This is for second order. And this white response is first order. And as the order of the filter is increasing, it is approaching the ideal band stop filter response. What are the applications of band stop filter? That is, in some applications like hum, to remove the hum in power supplies, we use band stop filters. And what are the different types of band stop filters? Narrow band stop and wide band stop. On what basis band stop filters are classified? On Q factor. If Q factor is more than 10 means it is narrow band stop. If Q factor is less than 10 means it is wide band stop. What is the relation among Q, FR and bandwidth? Q is equal to FR by bandwidth. This is the relation. Okay, this is your assignment. These are the references.